everyone, welcome. My name's Tracy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Central Victoria, Australia. Thank you so much for joining me. Just before we get started, I've got a couple of little things to let you know. Whether you're watching this live or watching the replay or even watching my replay over on YouTube, when you just pop on, say hi. If I don't know you, let me know where you're watching from as well. It's always great to see who's watching my videos. Now, I also want to just quickly say my dogs are going to bark in the background. They've been locked out and they're not real happy about it. My husband's on his way home and it's just easier to have them out in the back end of the house. Otherwise, they're going to make a lot of noise here when he pulls up. Hi, Marion. Thanks so much for joining me. It's so great that you can join when you don't have the internet, all the troubles that you've been having with the internet lately. So it's really great that you can join me. I'm just going to see if I can bring up my video as well. I've been having trouble with a lot of comments. I've not been able to get the comments lately, so hopefully I can work that out today. But we'll have to wait and see. Hi, Wendy. Thanks so much for joining. So my puppy we've had her for almost 2 weeks. Hi, Chrissy. Thanks so much for joining too. And she is a handful. She's grown, I think, almost twice her size already, and she's an eating machine. So we've got 2 really small puppies they're not puppies, they're dogs, but they don't eat too much, but she just eats and eats and eats. So, and I know she's a puppy, so she's going to eat that little bit more, but it's just amazing how much she eats compared to the other 2 dogs. So, but she is absolutely gorgeous and very smart. German Shepherds are really smart dogs. So, it's so great to have her in our family. Okay, so I have my video. I'm still struggling with my comments. Oh, there we go. Okay, beautiful. Got my comments, got my video, and it's working for once. Hi, Karen. Thanks so much for joining. It's a new iPad update. Maybe that's why my issue is, see, it's not even my iPad, it's my husband's iPad. I don't own one, so I've don't know the ins and outs of how the iPad works, but that's okay. We'll work that out. Okay, let's put it that way. Yeah. Okay, so first off, I've got a couple of quick things for you. I didn't get any random act of kindness cards this week, so I don't have anything to show you. Hopefully next week I'll get a few more. Hi, Karen. Thanks so much for joining. Oh, we've got 6 on, so we've got a lot more this week, which is amazing. Thank you so much all for joining me. So the trimmer, the Stampin' Up trimmer, if you don't already know, this is retiring. And we've had trouble with the blades, which is why we're retiring it. They are bringing out a new trimmer come the end of the year that demonstrators will be able to purchase, which is great news. We've only just been told this just very recently. The last shipment for the trimmer blades, though, have arrived, and they're going to be available on the 30th of August at 8 a.m. This is the last available bundle of trimmer blades that will be available through Stampin' Up. So if you own the trimmer and you want to continue keeping the use of the trimmer, you would like to purchase those trimmer blades. So the 30th of August is the date, 8 a.m. and it's first in, first serve. So I'd say they're going to sell out pretty fast. They have previously now that. Oh, excellent. That's great, Wendy. I'm really glad that you got it. That's beautiful. So it takes me a little bit to read and think, like, oh, I really can't do 2 things at once. So if you are after those trimmer blades, make sure you get in on the 30th. That's really, really important because I think they will sell out really fast. Okay, so I think that was the main one that I really wanted to tell you. I want to pop the camera down because I've got a few things to show you. It's just easier if the camera's down. So let's just pop that down. Okie dokie. Let's get it into position. And I'll change that view over as well. There we go, that's good. So sorry about those shadows there, but we're starting to get out of winter soon, and I can see that those shadows will be going very soon because it's starting to warm up already. So for my week on YouTube, I want to show you what I've been making. So I'm part of the Let's Get Hopping group, and each month we choose a different theme and we do a blog hop. And for this month's theme, it was all about the designer series paper. So we all hoard designer series paper, and I know we all do. So we had to use designer series paper that had retired. So this is one that I've had for a long time. It's called, I think, Merry Moments designer series paper. And I decided to make a little treat box, but also use one of the stamp sets in the annual catalogue. It is a Christmas stamp set, but can be used for other things as well. There's some really great images and stuff on there. And I made a great little Christmas treat holder. And I'm going to show you how to make this later on. So this was one of them. I love that little cottage, isn't that gorgeous? And I used all retired ribbons as well, because I have lots of retired stuff that I'm not getting rid of. And these make really great treat holders to give to, you know, teachers, postmen, all sorts of different people that you just don't want to spend a lot of money with, but you want them to know that they're special as well. So those are part of my Let's Get Hopping group. Now, if you head over to my blog, you can not only see my project, this one here, but go along on the pop and you can see a lot of other different ideas using some designer series paper. There are some great ideas there. So if you hold a lot of designer series paper, this might be the blog hop for you. So on Tuesday, I had this card on my blog and on YouTube, and it's using the Will Walrus Be Friends stamp set. I absolutely love this set. It's really fun and has some great images. And this is using a die set, Colourful Seasonal Layers, sorry. And I've just created the waves here and popped the little images behind, so it looks like they're bobbing along in the waves. So really, really cute card, and that's quite fun. Today I also had another card, and it's this one here. It's a Case the Catalogue card. It's using a Good Man stamp set, and it's from page 147. Now we have Father's Day coming up really soon, and this stamp set is a really great one to have. It's got some great images in there, and I love to colour these ones in. I'm not a really huge colourer, but this was really special to make. And if you don't have a lot of embossing folders, this bricks and mortar embossing folder is a must. It's really, really pretty and has so much detail on it. It's one of the new ones that they've just brought out. Hi Jeanette, welcome. You made it. And I'm not halfway through yet, so you're all good. So you can check this one out on my blog and also on my YouTube. It's been out today. So for Sunday's Facebook challenge, if you don't know much about it, every Sunday I put a new challenge, and it's different themes each week. For this one, I wanted to create a tag card, so popping a tag on any card, and that's what I come up with. This stamp set is one that I've actually had for a little while, and I had to have it when I first saw it, and I hadn't used it, so this is the first time it's seen ink. But I really like how this one turned out, nice and bright and fun. So if you would like to join in, you've got till Sunday morning before 10 o'clock to join in. Just make up a card with a tag on it and pop your photo in the comments. And come Sunday at 10 o'clock, I'll put a new theme on. So anyone's welcome to join in, and we'd love to have you. Okay, where's all my things? Just a little advice as well. If you purchased any Stampin' Up supplies last month and you've got your bonus day coupons, you've only got till the 31st of this month to use those coupons. If you don't use them, you will lose them. So make sure that you place your order. You've only got till the end of the month to place that order and use those codes, so don't forget. Also, you've only got a few more days for the extra promotion. This is a wonderful promotion if you would just like to purchase your own Stampin' Up supplies. You don't have to run as a business. For $169, you can purchase your starter kit. You get to choose $280 worth of product, which is $111 of free product. Now, there are so many different perks with being a Stampin' Up demonstrator, but your first perk is your first order is free shipment, so which is a great saving. You'll get all your business tools, the catalogues, and all that included, and you can even join in at Stampin' Up's on stage in November if you join now. So I know because I've actually registered for Sydney and it's nearing capacity. So if you are in Australia, there is Sydney and Perth that you can go to. Sydney's almost at capacity, so if you would like to join in, you have to get in really quickly. But this is a great deal to have as well. $111 of free product. You can't go wrong with that. And for every order after that, you have a 20% saving. So really great deal. So on stage in Sydney, 16th of November. It's also 16th of November for Perth, but it's all around the world, and it's just the one-day event for this year. If you would like to join in and you would like a little bit more information, let me know. Okay, so August special is still running, and that's this tutorial bundle. There's 42 PDF tutorials that I will email to you. And you'll get this just by purchasing anything in my online store, popping in that host code here, and I'll send you that through in an email. You also get a free gift off me as well. I'll send you a nice card, but that one is there as well. Now, my newsletter, I know I showed you this last week. Go over to my blog if you would like to get a newsletter each month letting you know what's going on in the Stampin' Up world. You can sign up for that there. You'll also get a free printable tutorial there as well, and this is what for this month is. It's a shaker card using the, that stamp set's just gone out of my head. It's a Wish, I think it's called, something like that anyway, but this is a really great set with the framelits. And that is my card here that's in that tutorial, so a really nice bright summary card there. Okay, I think we can move on to the drawing of last week's cards. These are the ones we made last week. I have my names all here and ready. My other two cards, Jeanette and Cynthia, have gone. I have sent them out already, so that's really exciting. Now, if your name is drawn, if I don't already have your address, if you could just email me at tracy.bish@bigpond.com and I can send that card out to you. Okay, so the first one I've drawn, Cynthia, you've won again. Well done. And the next one, Wendy Allen. Well, you've won before as well. Well done, Wendy and Cynthia. That's exciting. So I have both of your addresses, so I can send them out, no problems. So well done, ladies. Let's get a bit of crafting done. So for today's card, I have this one here. Now for all this month, I've been trying to focus quite a bit on the Good Morning Magnolia set. This one's a fun fold card, opens up, and we have a lot of room for writing if you're a big storyteller in your letters and your cards. So this is the one we're creating today. We're using the layering circle framelits. We have the frosted clear and epoxy droplets. The layering leaves embossing folder, and I love this one. This one's been around for a little while. We have the Good Morning Magnolia stamp set. This is a 2-piece cling stamp set. There's 10 images in all, And this one is huge, and this is the one we're using today. So look how big that stamp is. We've also got the matching dies that you can purchase in that bundle, and you'll save yourself 10%. We're not using the dies today, but I just want to let you know that they are there. We have Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and I'm also using the Old Olive ink pad. We have some stamping blends because I'm doing a slight bit of colouring inside, not a real lot, just to add a little bit of extra colour. And we've got a little bit of Winker Stella on that as well, so we'll be Winker Stellaing that as well. So the colours, we have the light Crumb Cake and the light and dark of the Petal Pink. Now these stamping blends are really great to use. They're alcohol markers and they're really easy to use. You don't need a lot of skills with it, which is why I really like them. And we have the card kit here as well. Now, I don't have all the measurements with me at the moment, but what I'll do is on my replay on my YouTube channel, I'll put all the measurements there. So if you would like to make this card later on, check out my YouTube tomorrow. I'll have that all ready to go. So I might just move these out of the road. Now it actually uses 2 card bases, and these are half an A4 sheet. So this is a full A4 sheet that I've chopped in half, and then I've just scored both pieces. I'm going to fold those up, but we need to cut one down just so it all goes together really well. So nice and easy, just like that. Now I'm going to bring the trimmer in because I just want to slice just a little tiny bit off. I'm going to try and do both at the same time. And that worked really well. So what this will do, it'll go inside the other and it'll close without impeding on itself. So I've just got to make sure that I remember this one is the inside piece. See, the other bits of cardstock we have a piece of Whisper White, and it's the larger of the two. It's going to go inside the card. The smallest piece will actually go on the front bit here because we'll have our window just here. So it's our gorgeous flower here. We are stamping that gorgeous big magnolia flower and cutting out all those leaves. So this is actually cardstock that's been stamped and cut out and layered on top. So it's actually raised a little bit, and this has just been coloured in. So stamping on this piece of Whisper White, and then we're cutting these ones out and placing on top. I have a piece of basic black that is our little window frame here, and then these are our sentiment pieces, so black and white pieces. No, it's not hard at all, Wendy. My cards are always pretty simple. So we're going to get started. I want to start with my front main piece of card. I'm going to bring the Big Shot in, and we're just going to die cut this gorgeous layering leaves folder. Let's just pop that inside. How's everyone's day been today? We've had extremely windy day, but it's been quite warm, so it's a little unusual. Oh, that's the one. I'm going to have to put little dots on my embossing folders, I think, so I remember which one's which. So for this one, you only need your plate and one cutting plate. And that cuts, or doesn't cut, it die cuts really, really nicely. So just like that. So while we have that one out, let's bring in those framelets. So we're using the second largest in the straight circle, and the largest, I think it is, yeah, the largest scallop. And what we're going to do is I want to go through with our scallop first, and let's just close that all up. As we're going to die cut, we need number 2 tab on there. So I'm going to go through with the scallop first. Send that one through. Because these are pretty tightly layered, you have to do one at a time and then come back through and do the solid circle. Otherwise they'd be touching. I'm going to make sure that that lines up really well so it's nice and even. Popping that one through. Wendy, it's been quiet your way too, nice and windy. Okay, cold outside, okay. Yeah, we've had, I thought would have been cold wind, but it was actually quite warm. So September's usually our windy month. And hopefully we don't get too many like that because it dries out way too much. So I'm going to go back in with that circle, and I just want to pop that in the middle and run that one through. Thank you for sharing, Chrissy. Okay, so what we're left with is our card will go together like that. We'll have our larger one there, smaller one here, and then our little layer. Beautiful. So what we might start doing is I'm going to bring our stamps in, and we're going to stamp our Whisper White pieces here. So we're using the Memento Tuxedo black ink, and for that larger one, which is the inside, we're just using this smaller Magnolia flower. Extremely windy in Newcastle. Oh, that's not good. I don't like wind. It always worries me to have wind. We have an older style house, and I always worry that things are going to blow off the roof. Okay, so we're going to come back and colour in that in a minute. Let's pop that one to the side. Let's do the large, beautiful big one. And because this is such a big stamp, I'm going to bring the Memento down onto the stamp. And you can see that one. It does go off the sides, so I will be stamping off the sides of the Whisper White, and that's fine. I think that's good. Yeah, that's great. So let's bring that piece of Old Olive in, and we're going to ink that stamp up again. And basically we just want the leaves, but you can do the whole lot. I think my puppy's playing with my son at the moment. My son's been out on work placement today, so she loves it when he comes home from school. Gets a little bit of attention. So that is what we're left with here. Now I also want to just come in with that smaller Magnolia stamp, because we just want those little flat the leaves there as well. We're going to cut those ones out as well. So see if I can, yeah, that'll do. Okay, so now I've just got to do a little bit of fussy cutting, and hopefully it won't take too long. So what's everyone doing for the weekend? Anything exciting? I've got some videos to to make for my YouTube channel. I try and do them all on the weekends. I don't get much time during the week, just because we've got the shop and we've got people coming in, so it gets a little bit noisy. My craft room's right next to the shop, so it doesn't give me much chance. And I've got to wait till the shop shuts on Saturday, but we shut at 11:30, so it's not too bad. Oh, thanks, Wendy. I like to keep things really simple. Simple and easy is just the easiest way to do everything, I think. And I need to cut to this. Yep. So for you demonstrators that are watching, are you heading to on stage at all? And if so, where are you heading to? I'm really looking forward to it. I didn't go to Sydney a couple of years ago when it was at Sydney, but I'm going there this year. I love on stage. I think it's so much fun. You know, you get to see the new catalogue, get to meet new friends, get to do some swapping as well, and yeah, swapping's always fun. That's a great idea, Marion. I think you probably need a box of chocolates as well. Restful weekend, except for Sunday, Jeanette, you'll have to do your challenge. Lots going to Sydney. Oh, Karen, you're going to Sydney? I'll hopefully be able to meet you. And yes, Marion, you will be right beside me. Where you need to be. Should be a great trip. I've been very lucky to have been to every on stage, and except for the one that I missed out that was at Sydney, but I have been very lucky. My husband is really supportive, so that makes it really so much easier. I feel sorry for the people who their husbands are not quite as supportive, because it does make it a little bit easier if they're supportive. Okay, so now we're just doing that little Magnolia, and that's for the inside bit of the card. I'll keep that to the side so I don't lose it. And I just thought this gave it a nice little bit of a lift, something a little bit different. Although I'm not the quickest fussy cutter, so I apologise for that. Okay, I think that's everything. Let's move this to the side. And we're going to start, I might colour this one in first, and then we can start popping those images on top. You could have got away with that, Jeanette. I didn't even notice. You were struggling with the whole card, the tag concept though, weren't you? So we're going with the light crumb cake, and I'm just going to colour in that stalk there. You could just do a Christmas tag and then pop that on there. That'd work. So we have the light and dark petal pink, and I'm just going to colour in Stampin' Up! Are really good. They pretty much tell you where to colour, and these are the highlighted areas that are like shadow areas. So they're the parts where I've gone in and coloured in, just added a little bit of colour. I'm by no means a colour expert or a colouring expert, but I think this looks alright. So, And I believe that Magnolias are pretty much white. I know they come in all different colours, but they have a pink shade to them, so we're just giving it a little bit of a colour. And then I'm going to go in with that dark one and just add a little bit of extra colour just in some parts. Hopefully I'm not losing anyone's comments. Okay. Yeah, I love the old olive, Wendy. It gives it a really nice background there. I'm trying not to take up too much of anyone's time, so I'll do this really quickly. If you're doing it at home, you can do a lot better job. So let's go in with the Winker Stella, and I'm not sure if this is my old one or the new one, and I'm just going to colour in that beautiful flower. Now it gives a really nice shimmer to it, but you probably won't be able to see that on camera too well. Let's see. No, I'm not sure if that comes up. That's okay, you'll be able to see it in real life if you get it next week. So we're going to bring in some Tombow liquid glue, and I'm just going to place all those beautiful leaves on top. You could pop them up with some dimensionals if you like. I think there's enough dimension on this card just by popping it down. It really stands out quite a bit. So our next one's this one here. So it's a bit like a puzzle piece. Popping them all together, as long as you haven't dropped any on the floor. That one goes over here. There we go. And what do we got left? That looks good, doesn't it? With that little bit off the edge. Just really pops. So we're going to bring in that little magnolia as well, and we're going to pop those other pieces down that we cut out. Haven't got glue everywhere yet, that's amazing. Now, I coloured this one in, so let's colour this one in as well. I'm going to do my little stem there. I'm just going to go in with the dark petal pink. Just add a bit of colour in. Riley's having a good old chat. So just adding that colour down the bottom and flicking it up. That looks really pretty. Okay, so we can stick our full card together. So I'm going to put the glue on this side to stick down so it all opens up really well. And I'm just going to use the Tombow glue. This is really great glue. And it's definitely not going anywhere once it's down. And I'll line it up with that side here. We have our insert. And I'm not popping any of these up, I'm just adding straight down with some glue. My comments on my iPad have gone again. That's alright, I'll just keep looking up on my phone. This would look really nice with a black matting of cardstock as well, I think. That would really make that pop out. Okay, a little frame here. Let's pop a little bit of glue around that. Just going to dab a little bit. So really quite a simple card. It's not overly hard. Quite a few layers there though, but a really pretty card. So if you would like to win this card, just make sure you like, comment and share my video, and I'll do the drawing next week for this one. So we're going to bring in the sentiment piece, and we're going to stamp that hello, which is all, these are all stamps from the Good Morning Magnolia. And I'm going to stamp that with the old olive ink. And I haven't got another one spare, so hopefully I don't make a mistake here. Ooh. Yeah, that looks good. So I'm going to just glue these two pieces together, so basic black and the whisper white together. And I'm also using the epoxy, the frosted and clear epoxy droplets, and I have the frosted ones on this one, so I think we'll go with the frosted ones again. And this measures the length of the card, so gives that length all the way across. And the great thing about these ones is not only do you get your clear, but you get your frosted ones as well, and they're two different sizes. So we're going to go with the two of the large ones and one of the small. Bring my piercing tool in. Let's stick a big one down here. And another big one off to the side here, and a nice little one right at the top. That's cute, isn't it? Okay, so that's the card that you'll go in the draw for, but I just want to quickly go over how I made these boxes as well, because I've had a few people on the blog hop and on my blog post actually ask how these were made. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the wrapped in plaid 6x6 paper. Now this is one of the new Christmas papers that are coming out in the holiday catalogue, which if you haven't seen it yet, that's this one here. Gorgeous, gorgeous catalogue. If you love Christmas, you're going to love that catalogue. And we're using a piece of the 6x6 designer series paper, and all the whole box is made out of a full piece of 6x6. I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Trimmer, and we're going to do a little bit of scoring. Now I need my measurements, and you'll find the measurements over on my YouTube channel tomorrow in the description as well. So 6x6 doesn't really matter because it's not a directional piece, but our first scoring that we're going to do is at 3/4. So I'm going to score the 3/4 on the right hand side just because it's easier, because it's up against this little lip here. So 3/4, then I'm going to turn it round so it's on my left hand side, and the next scoring we're going to do is 2 5/8, 3 3/8, and 5 1/4. Then we're going to turn it over to the other side, and we're going to score at 3/4, so again on the right hand side, and then I'm going to turn it back around, and so the 3/4 is now here, and 5 1/4. So just like that. Let's just fold and score on those score lines. Now this is designer series paper, so you have to be a little bit careful. You can use your bone folder if you would like. I find just using my fingers with the designer series paper works just as well. So we have our 2 sides here and our other 4 score lines here. What we're going to do is we're going to turn it up and we're going to notch up each of those score lines up to that score line there. So each of those score lines, and then we're going to go back through and we're going to notch off all our little tabs. So our 3 tabs, which are these ones here, we're going to notch in with those ones. So we're just taking a little bit off each side. So this box is a really great little treat box. You can stick a fair bit in there. So we're going to turn it over and we're going to do the same on the other side. And the box goes together really quite easily. And last one. So we're going to work on our bottom of the box first, and our two tabs here and our middle tabs is where we're going to stick our adhesive. Now you can use tear and tape or you can use just the mono glue. I think I'll use the tear and tape because I can't see where my mono glue is at the moment. I've got a big table, but as soon as I press record I can never see anything on it. It'll be sitting right in front of me, but I get a little flustered and I just can't see anything straight away. I know it'll be here somewhere. So we're going to pop the box together, starting on the front ones. And tear and tape is really great box making adhesive. So we're just going to bring them up, placing them together. There's not a lot of wiggle room with tear and tape, so sorry about that. Hopefully my husband will get that. 042754078. No, sorry about that, everyone. Okay, so taking these ones off as well, we're going to fold in to make the bottom of that box, and that just makes that easy box, just like that. Now the top, we're just going to pop some tear and tape on those tabs as well. And I'm going to fold these in. Must be an important phone call. And that is our box. Now to make it easier, you can, there we go, you can pop the punch in here. So I'm just going to use a 3/4 inch punch, and I should have done it before I popped it together. Let's see if it'll let me do it. Make sure you do it before. Sorry about that. Hopefully everyone's still there. So we're going to close this up. And that's your box. So for this one I've got some, I've just die cut a scallop in cherry cobbler and a scallop in the Whisper White. And I've got my perfectly plaid stamp set here. Let's grab a sentiment. And I might go the Merry Christmas. It's probably Telstra. What, do you think they're ringing me to let you know? Or to let me know that you don't have any internet? Excellent. I'm glad you're all still there. So I've just got my Merry Christmas. I'm just going to stamp that. I'm going to go shaded spruce. This one's shaded spruce. So I'm just going to grab a drink. I'm not used to talking for this long at a time. So we have the Merry Christmas. I'm going to, hopefully that fits in there. Beautiful. And I've also got one of the ribbons in the new holiday catalogue is this one here. It's called Diagonal Stripe Ribbon. It's in Cherry Cobbler. It's really, really pretty. This one here. I think that'd go really well as this tag. So chop off a little bit. I like the dark Cherry Cobbler as the main colour. It's a reversible, but I think that one looks a lot better. So let's glue these ones together. I really do need my glue, don't I? Here it is. Found it. So let's pop these two together. My family's a little bit noisy in the background, I think. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're going to oh, that's cute, isn't it? So I'm just going to grab some tear and tape and pop that down as well. Oh, I think I'll leave it like that with the two different ribbons. That won't hurt it, will it? So let's pop some dimensionals up on that. I think popping that up will look really good. And that'd make a perfect little gift. Lovely. So hopefully if you did see that and you were after the dimensions and all that, that's a good enough video for you. You can check out the dimensions tomorrow on my YouTube channel. I'll have all them written down there as well, just to make it a little bit easier. I'm going to pop the camera up the other way. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. I've had a few more on tonight, which is really great. Well done to the winners. So we had Cynthia and who was the other one? Wendy, you won. I'll send them out for you tomorrow. So thank you so much for supporting me. I really appreciate it. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you all again hopefully next Thursday. Have a wonderful night and stay safe. Okay, my YouTube channel is Tracy Bish. Nice and easy. Okay, have a wonderful night and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.